The World Cup is fast approaching. America is in sight for a lot of us football fans. But what is my predictions? That is the question that I want to answer. But through this video, we'll be discussing the groups, the possible underdogs, the top assists, the early predictions. Do enjoy this kind of content, guys. I've not done a video like this in ages. We've all remember to subscribe to the channel, go and follow my TikTok. I've been more shorts focused, but I want to do both because I think that's what you want. So let's get in there. So first we're going to start off with Group A, which consists of Mexico, Czech Republic and South Korea and South Africa, which is actually quite funny because both the South, well, they're in there. And I think Mexico they're one of the host nations. I think it's quite easy to say they'll win that group. It just depends on who will maybe come second. Czech Republic, very good team. They kind of struggled against Ireland, but I do still think they finished second in that group. South Korea finished third, South Africa finished last. I think that's quite a self-explanatory group. I'm going to roll through these, but remember to put your predictions down below. We're going to Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia and Qatar, and I've said them in the order that I think they will be in, because Switzerland, by far the best team in that group. They've got a good backbone, midfield. We saw Scotland play them in the Euros a couple of summers ago, and I think they will do well in this tournament. Canada, they're a good host nation, but they're probably the worst out the host nations. Bosnia, Italy fumbled that. Could have been a good group if Italy were in that. But Bosnia, well deserved. Dzeko's gone to his World Cup, and I think he's going to show a lot of people, doubters, what he's made of. Qatar, quite self-explanatory. They're not the best, but I think with investment over the next couple of years, we might see them do better at World Cups, and that's long may it continue, because it's better seeing odd teams maybe, or like teams that are not expected to win. Move on to the group that we all care about as Scotland fans, is Brazil, Scotland, Morocco and Haiti. I do think Brazil, I think everybody can say this with heart, Brazil will win that group. Carlo Ancelotti is a genius, and I think he's going to bring that to this tournament. Morocco lost their manager, a lot of doubt, a lot of iffiness about that AFCON win that I don't believe they won. I think it's Senegal's tournament that won. Scotland as well. Stevie Clark's got the first World Cup, not playing that well in friendlies. I know a lot of people say that doesn't matter, but I think it does. But I do think this group will finish Brazil, Morocco, Scotland and Haiti. I think Haiti have no chance in this tournament. Mind you, they're recruiting some good players. Isidore from Sunderland's appointment to go there. Edward, we all know Edward if you watch Scottish football. There's a couple of the other ones that they're picking up from like maybe people who are French, but maybe not, they're eligible to play for Haiti. So yeah, and we move on to one of the host nations groups, which is America. God bless our troops. No, but we've got America, Australia, Paraguay and Turkey. I do think America top that group. I think a lot of people underestimate America because they call it soccer. But I mean, the two people who are calling it soccer are going to finish my top two. I think it's going to be America, Australia, Turkey. I think Turkey will have a very underwhelming time in this World Cup, but I think they will be one of the best placed third teams, which I'll go into later in the video. The next group is quite self-explanatory again. It's Germany, Ivory Coast, Ecuador and Curacao. I probably not said that right, but I think that group's, as I said, quite self-explanatory. Germany, by far the best team in that group. Ivory Coast, even though they've not done it, no actually, Germany have not done well in recent World Cups since they won it, but I just, there's something different about them. Carroll coming through, which I'll go on to talk about later. There's so many good players coming through that Germany side that I think they're ready to go. And Ivory Coast, we saw them play against Scotland. We'll have a couple of players from Scotland in that squad. I say some, but Mohamed Diamonde, they've got some good prospects. The Diamonde from Sporting, their attack's very good. They're a very well drilled side. Ecuador, we saw them at the last World Cup. They've done okay, but I think this is I don't think they'll be one of the best placed teams in this tournament. But and get a goal. I think it's simple. This group's actually quite a well contested group actually, and it's Group F, and it consists of Netherlands, Sweden, Tunisia, and Japan. Japan, Scotland, I've seen them, and they beat England at Wembley, but friendlies, they do matter, but they don't matter. It's a weird one to kind of debate, but I do see Japan top this group. They've been doing so well at recent World Cups. It's just in the stars. It is in the stars that they do well at this World Cup. The Netherlands will come second. They've obviously got a couple of talents coming through that they'll probably include in their squad. Virgil van Dijk's probably his last World Cup. And they've got a couple of players, Frenkie de Jong. They've just got a well-drilled side. They know what they're doing. Sweden, that night, they'll finish third. I think it is. They've got a very good squad. I think Graham Potter's the manager. He can talk fluent Swedish, which I find weird at first, but then I realised I think it was in Malmo. But Sweden, the other night, amazing scenes, but I do think they will be one of the best third place teams, mind you. Tunisia, don't think they have a chance in this group. I think this is just going to be pretty much a pump in every game for them. We move on to Belgium, Egypt, Iran and New Zealand. Obviously for political reasons we don't know if actually Iran's going to be in this tournament, but I think there will be. Belgium, Egypt, New Zealand. I think will be the order. I think Iran will finish last. I just don't see Iran. There's obviously a lot of stuff going on, and it's just, I think New Zealand, they've got something to show. They keep qualifying for these World Cups. They saw what Australia done the last World Cup. Maybe they can pick up form. Mo Salah could be his last World Cup as well. He wants to do his nation proud. Belgium, they've got a lot of upcoming talent, wingers. They've got a couple of midfielders. That midfielder at Ajax, I can't remember his name, but he's always into one of these players to watch. We've got Xavi Simons. There's so many players that could do good this tournament, and I think they will. And I just realised that Xavi Simons isn't Belgian, so ignore that, guys. Group H is actually, I think it's quite a simple one. We've got Spain, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde. I think Cape Verde have no chance in that group, but we don't know. The thing is, with these like Haiti, Cape Verde, because it's been expanded, these teams are getting in. So we don't know how good they're going to be, or it's just going to be, because we're making it bigger, it's going to be worse, less quality in this World Cup. I think Saudi Arabia will finish third, but we saw what they done to Argentina last tournament, but then they never managed to beat Poland or Mexico, which was one of them. Uruguay, you've got Valverde. I don't know if Luis Suarez is playing at that World Cup, but there's a couple definite talent coming through that Uruguay setup. Spain, later on in the video you'll know why I've put them there. We've got Group I, which is France, Senegal, Iraq and Norway. Norway is, before we go into anything else, I think Norway's going to surprise a lot of people. And I do think it'll finish France, Norway, Senegal and Iraq. I think that group is self-explanatory, but I think Norway will surprise a lot of people in the later stages of this tournament. And we go on to the Argentina, Austria, Algeria and Jordan. I've said it in the correct order right there, and that is what the order will be. Argentina, we don't know if Messi's going to play in this World Cup. I think he will, but hopefully we get a good group there. And Group I feel like I'm fucking reading the whole list of the world countries. We've got Portugal, Colombia, Republic of Congo, and Uzbekistan. This is another one, Uzbekistan. Never seen them before, but I'm expecting them to be bad. Congo, they won the other day. I saw the highlights to that one. Don't even ask why. And I think Colombia will finish second. Portugal, there's a lot of young people coming through it, especially from Benfica, by the way. Since Jose Mourinho's coming in, he's kind of including more youngsters. I think they'll do quite well, and we move on to the last and final group, which is England, Ghana, Croatia and Panama, which I've just said it in the correct order, and that's what the order it'll be of that group. I do think Croatia will have an off tournament, but we'll have to see where that crumbles on to. And we're going to the best third place team. We're going to try and hurry up here. We're going to go with South Korea, Bosnia, Scotland, Turkey, Sweden, Saudi Arabia and Senegal and Croatia. So this is the round of 32, so we're going to absolutely bang through this, and I'm not going to give my reasoning, well, for some of them. Czech Republic v Canada, I do see the Czechs winning that one, the European quality, so it's better. Germany v Scotland, we've seen what happened the last time with that, and I'm going to pains me to say it, but I think Germany will win that. Japan v Morocco, well, this is why I said Japan's going to be one of these surprising ones. Japan are going to beat Morocco. Brazil will beat the Netherlands. This is, by the way, this is a World Cup predictor. I'll put the link in the description. France v Turkey. I think that's again self-explanatory. France have got so much quality, like Hugo Ekitike coming through, and it's just, it is what it is. Norway to beat Ivory Coast. I think, again, I said my reasoning. Mexico to beat Saudi Arabia. England to beat Senegal. I think England will actually, pains me to say it, but go far in this tournament. I think they've got, like, James Garner. Never watched that guy before, to be fair, by Everton, but he's actually doing really well, and I'm actually excited to see if Tuchel includes him in every match. USA to beat Bosnia. I think that's, Bosnia have got quality, but it's just they're on home soil. America's going to be really rooting. This is their chance to, like, put themselves on the football map, not the soccer map. And then they've got Belgium to beat South Korea. Again, self-explanatory. Colombia v Ghana. This is another one that's kind of, you don't know, because it's like you've never seen them play before, but, well, not in my lifetime, I don't think. But I do see Colombia winning that. I think they've got a striker called Luis Suarez, funnily enough, coming through, and he looks actually really good. And they'll probably have a couple of other talents coming through. But we've got Spain v Austria. As I said, I think Spain will go far in this tournament. I think they actually might win it. I think that's my, there you go guys, that's my early prediction for the winner. Sweden to beat Switzerland. Argentina to beat Uruguay. I think Argentina again will go far. Portugal to beat Croatia. As I said, Croatia will have a very underwhelming tournament, but they have a very good player coming through. Luka Vazutic or something. He plays for Hamburg. Sorry. And he's doing really well in Germany, and he's actually at Tottenham in general, but whether they go down or not, I think if he has a good World Cup, he will definitely get a move. A lot of Tottenham players will get a move in this summer due to the World Cup, and I think Australia will beat Egypt. Mo Salah will be farewell to Australia, because I think Australia will be doing good. The way they play football is actually quite good. But the round of 16, we've got some absolute bangers of games. We're going to start off with Germany v France. Germany, I think they're one to watch, because Lennart Karl, who's coming through from Bayern Munich, honestly, if you've never watched them, go and watch clips on YouTube, because he's so good. And they've got a couple of young centre backs coming through from Stuttgart especially. But Germany, you need to watch them. They'll beat France in the round of 16. which will Deschamps will be his last game for France, because I think Zidane's taking over after the World Cup, which I think that'll be great, because I actually quite like Zidane as a manager. Japan will beat the Czech Republic. As I said, Japan will go far in this tournament, and they'll show, kind of put their, it'll help put Asia on the map as well, because Asia is, there's not many good players that have came from, well, there's good players that come from Asia, but good teams, different story. Norway will beat Brazil. Carlo Ancelotti's going to his first World Cup. But as I said, I think Norway's the underdogs here. I think they will go so far in this tournament. I think they'll be like a Morocco for the last. I think Mexico v England. I think we all know who's going to win that. England. Spain will beat Colombia. Belgium will beat the hosts America. I think they're just too strong. As I said, they've got a lot of upcoming talent. Argentina will beat Australia. I think same as the last World Cup. Sorry Australia, but you're getting knocked out in the round of 16 by Lionel Messi's side if he goes. And Portugal will beat Sweden, and that'll be the end of their journey. Quarter-finals, I see Japan getting beat by the Germans. As I said, the Germans will be very good this tournament. Spain, obviously my winners, will be going through in this round. Norway will beat England. This is not hope. I've seen them in the group stages in the European qualifiers, and they'll look so good. They've got Haaland as well. It's just going to be really good to see how good they actually do. But I think they will beat England, and I think England fans will be crying again. I'm like, I don't care. Argentina, this will be a controversial one for most, but I think they beat Portugal. I don't think Ronaldo wins a World Cup, to be fair to these guys. As much as Portugal are a strong nation, they've not been bulked with winning. I think he has made them win a lot of tournaments, but yeah. So the semi-finals consist of Germany v Spain and Norway v Argentina. Norway's never been here before, not of my knowledge anyway, but I do see Spain obviously win v Germany, but I think that one will go all the way to penalties. Norway v Argentina, that could go anyway. Honestly, you could watch that and you're like, wow. But I do see Norway losing that one. I think Haaland will get player of the tournament, or Yamal, but it'll be a Spain and Argentina final, and I think if Messi does go to this final, it will be disappointment this time, and I do see Spain winning that. I think Yamal, Nico Williams can put themselves on the map, and I mean, there's so many good players that can come from this tournament, but that's my final. And before we go any further, I have a bit of paper here, which is my top goal scorer, which is Haaland, my top assister, which is Nico Williams. Young player is Luka Vasiljevic from Croatia. Even though they don't get far, I think he does good in the games he plays. To watch, Lennart Carroll, as I said, pillar of the tournament is Yamal. Underdogs Norway. Failure, to be honest with you, is Croatia, and surprise bunch is Japan. And I think that says it all in this tournament. We will see so many surprises, but what is your predictions? And put them in the comments. I'll put this wee predictor, I think it's the Telegraph that's done it, which you can do your predictions in. I don't know if in YouTube comments you can put your screenshots of the winners, or just type it, and then I'll upload some short form content in this video onto TikTok. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've been trying to do a wee bit more World Cup content anyway, get to matches and that. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.